Hi there, my name is Michael Bratt. I am a respiratory therapist and an employee with Medtronic's Respiratory Monitoring Solutions business. Today I want to teach you, the user of the Puritan Bennett 980 ventilator, how to perform an SST, or what we call a short self-test. This always needs to be performed anytime you are modifying the breathing circuit. So for an existing patient, if you are adding, say, a spacer or something new to the breathing circuit, or of course anytime you are ventilating a new patient, as that would be a new breathing circuit setup. So the SST really is a characterization of the breathing circuit that is going to be used with your patient. You might know it on other ventilators as a circuit check or a leak test or a pre-use check. It's in that bucket of tests. So let's go ahead and get started. It's really very simple. There are on-screen instructions that will walk you through each step, and putting the work in up front, so about 3 or 4 minutes to actually do this SST, prevents you from having to do calibrations of the breathing circuit or any flow sensors thereafter. So it's a convenience in the end for the user. If you'll do the check now, and you have to, your ventilator stays accurate despite some of the things that could be in a breathing circuit. Whenever the 980 is powered up, you always have 3 options to proceed. You either ventilate the new patient, a same patient, which is memory from when it was turned off, or here it is, SST, meaning short self-test. And of course on the screen it is telling you to run short SST, change patient circuit, or reconfigure the ventilator, select SST. So let's do that. Real simple tip that I'd like to give you right now. My eyes are reading this line right here, and it's kind of in a yellow font. And anytime this area on the ventilator during an SST is in yellow font, it's telling you what to do. Just read those as instructions. So it's telling me, touch Run All SST, and that's this button down here. Press Accept, and off we go. Now, this is where you can enter into the 980 what patient you're going to be ventilating. So you either are ventilating an adult, a pediatric, or a neonate. For today's training, we're going to talk about an adult patient. I also want you to know something about the 980's interpretation of adult, ped, and neonate. That is nothing more than body weight, and each of these selections has a bracket of weight for each. So an adult patient to a Puritan Bennett 980 ventilator is any patient on the other end of the breathing circuit that is 25 kilos or higher. A pediatric patient is any patient who is between the weight 7 and 24 kilograms, and a neonate is a patient 7 kilograms or smaller. As I said, let's go ahead and do an adult patient today. So that takes care of circuit type. Humidification type, line 2, is about active humidification, and both of these are active humidification. We just specify whether you have a heated expiratory tube, a heated expiratory tube here, or a non-heated expiratory tube. But those are both active humidification, meaning you're using a humidification chamber. Your third choice, HME, I'm sure you all know, that's for a heat moisture exchanger. That means you're using passive humidification, and one of the filters would be at the end of your circuit Y. For today's training, we're going to go ahead and choose active, and we're going to choose heated expiratory tube. Your third line of information is how much volume is in the humidification chamber. Okay. So if you think about it, humidifier volume is kind of what's the chamber holding. And Puritan Bennett has done a lot of testing on all the different breathing circuits, and we've kind of learned something, that this third limb, that's part of the humidification chamber, and it holds volume too. Now the reason I'm telling you this is because when you look at, and this is just an example of the Fisher-Paykel that we have here for the training today. So we'll use F&P as an example. This is called the MR290. And if you read the IFU, the paper that comes with this, it's going to tell you that the humidifying chamber, this piece, holds 290 mLs of volume. Well, we need you to understand that this holds volume 2, the third limb. So we need you, as the user, to enter in a different number than the 290 IFU actually suggests to do, because you're accounting for compressible volume here as well. So 380 is the number for F&P breathing circuits whenever you are selecting adult or pediatric for patient type. There is a completely different number for neonate, because that's a different piece of tubing and higher resistance. And we would talk about that on another video. Today is just adult 380. Okay? It says press accept, and we're ready to continue. So I'm going to put the humidifier back on its heater. The instructions are in yellow. Remember I said anytime there's yellow font here, the machine is telling you to read here, and it will tell you what to do. It says connect circuit with inspiratory filter and without the humidifier. So the breathing circuit should be connected directly to the inspiratory filter, which would then of course go to the ventilator. The expiratory limb of the breathing circuit connects right to the expiratory filter, which is integrated to the ventilator, and no humidifier. So the third limb is being bypassed. Okay, press accept. It now says block the Y. That's the circuit Y up here. Go ahead and use the cap. Put it on snug, and I would make sure that all your connections are snug. Go ahead and hang the circuit either on its flex arm or just drape it over the rail like I'm doing. Block Y, press accept, and go ahead and begin the SST. So again, yellow font, it's kind of telling you what each step, what's happening during each step. There's really not much to do right now. Just leave the circuit, try to keep it motionless. That's why I say hang it. And you see you have a timer that's telling you how long for this particular step, and that little timer will follow as you go through all the steps. And then there's a total timer. And like I said, this is a much faster workflow than the training video is making it appear, because I'm talking so much. This really is about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, new yellow font here. That means a new instruction. Connect humidifier if applicable. Now remember, there was non-heated expiratory tube, heated expiratory tube, and HME. HME, it would not be applicable right now, but the other two, it is applicable, so we are going to go ahead and connect the humidifier. So, here's the humidifier again, and I'm just putting it here so you can see. We're going to disconnect the inspiratory limb from the inspiratory filter and now hook it to one side of the chamber. And the third limb, if you will, is chamber to inspiratory side or filter on the ventilator. So now the humidifier is part of the breathing circuit. And I'm going to just go ahead and set the humidifier back on the heater. Make sure all your connections are snug, and this is a good time to really double check all the temperature probes. Those are notorious for leaks in the circuit. It did not tell me to unblock the circuit Y, so I've left that capped. Press accept. We are testing actively. Your timer is running. It's telling you it's finding P-SAW liftoff. It's doing what it needs to do. Okay, and as we proceed through each step, you can now see that it says pass. So we got through the first line. Still testing the second line. You see the active timer. So nothing to do. We are in line 3, circuit pressure. So the ventilator just pressurized the whole circuit. Or it's about to, pardon me, right now. It's pressurizing the breathing circuit. Good time to make sure the breathing circuit is still. Holding pressure, that's good. If this were to drop significantly, that means you have a leak somewhere in the breathing circuit, and things like temperature probes, the chamber itself could be cracked, the filters. Just make sure things are snug. Disconnect the expiratory limb of the breathing circuit from the expiratory filter. So you should have the expiratory limb in your hand. Did not say to unblock the Y. So I keep it blocked and press accept. Short test, just a few seconds. Reconnect circuit at expiratory filter. So I will put the expiratory limb right back onto the expiratory filter on the ventilator. Press accept. Circuit stays capped. Did not say to unblock the Y. Okay. New step says unblock Y. So we're up here. Just simply uncap. Press accept. Passed. Continue on with a new instruction. Says block the Y. So I put the circuit cap back on. Press accept. Is water in the humidifier? The answer here is yes. You will have water in the humidifier. Right now you do not, and I understand that, but the question is really asking, are you going to be with active humidification, meaning BTPS, fully humidified, 100% humidity? Press accept if yes, press cancel if no. I will press accept for this. Okay, another instruction, go ahead and unblock the Y. Open the breathing circuit, tap accept. And we have finished. And how do we know we have finished? All my line items for SST say passed. And more importantly, it's green font right here. It says passed. So everything you have done is completed, checked out, passed. There is one more step to the SST. It's not quite clear on the screen, but I want to make this crystal clear to you. Leave the breathing circuit, or the Y, uncapped right now, and it is saying go ahead and touch patient setup to come out of SST and be ready for ventilation. So leave the circuit cap off, tap patient setup. Your ventilator is now back into a startup screen where you would go ahead and select either a new patient or same patient for setup. The circuit cap needs to stay off, or the ventilator, because it has automatic patient detection, is going to try to ventilate something right now. So now you have completed the SST. You would go ahead and select one of these for patient setup, or turn the unit off, put your bag on it, and send it to inventory. That's your short self-test. As I said, a lot faster than this training video makes it appear. 4 minutes, 3-4 minutes maybe tops. Thank you.